Listen up, folks. This is a throwaway account for reasons that'll soon be clear. My LLM graduation is set for April, and it's a massive milestone for me. Years of grueling lectures, tuition that drained my savings to tears, and countless late nights wrestling with legal precedents. I planned a private after-party at a rented venue to celebrate properly, my way. I went all out, hired security, made it QR code entry only. If you knew my family, you'd get why I took these precautions. I'm 29, male, a licensed attorney, already past the bar. This LLM is extra, a cherry on top of my career. For years, I've been sending my parents $700 monthly, not out of obligation, but to help with debts tied to their past choices. My brother, Jason, 33, is the family's golden boy. For as long as I can remember, my parents have bent over backwards for him. They covered his tuition, rent, car, everything. Even after he stopped attending college, they maintained the illusion he was still on track. He paid a pittance for his room at home while they handled the rest. Meanwhile, I worked, studied, paid my own way, and later stepped up to cover debts that weren't mine. My partner keeps asking why I tolerate it. It's a fair question. Then there's my great aunt, the self-appointed family mediator who always seemed to point the finger at me. Jason would cause chaos, but somehow I'd end up in the hot seat. That dynamic never changed. So when my mom texted, "Come over Saturday, we need to discuss your graduation," I braced myself. I walked into their house, and there was Jason, sitting at the kitchen table like he was about to unveil a grand plan. My parents flanked him, nodding like they'd rehearsed. Mom cleared her throat like she was addressing a boardroom. Then Jason dropped the bomb. He wanted to propose at my graduation party. Not at his own event, not on a trip he organized. At my celebration, the one I funded, secured with contracts, security, and QR codes. I'd already scheduled a 30-minute Zoom with the security team. 2 guards, 1 roaming, 1 at the desk. I provided names, descriptions, and a de-escalation protocol. We settled on 3 signals. A palm-down wave to monitor, a 2-finger point to step in, and crossed arms to escort out. The lead guard asked for a backup exit route if the lobby got crowded. We designated the kitchen hallway and a fire exit to the rear lot. They insisted on a strict no-reprint policy for QR codes. I confirmed the ticketing system voided codes on first scan, and any screenshot attempt would trigger a hash mismatch error, flagging it red. Jason thought his proposal would be perfect, since family would be there. My parents beamed, calling it a brilliant idea. My great-aunt had already given her approval, deeming it romantic. The DJ forwarded me a text from an unknown number requesting a light dim at 8:30 p.m., a proposal playlist, and mic access. The same number offered the photographer $100 to capture wide shots of Jason kneeling. The DJ checked if I'd approved it. I said no, pointed to the contract's terms, and told him to ignore further requests. The photographer agreed to act only on my instructions. I added the number to the venue's watch list, tying it to Jason's name, and ensured all vendors shared updates in a group chat to catch any sneaky moves. I told my family no. Knowing no means nothing to them without documentation, I sent an email outlining consequences. If anyone tried to hijack my event, I'd stop the $700 payments, cancel Jason's tickets, and the venue would enforce a pre-filed trespass notice. The email's subject was clear, or else. I listed rules in bullet points with checkboxes: no proposal attempts, no unscheduled speeches, no ring reveals, no announcements using my guest list. Under enforcement, I detailed ticket cancellation, security removal, police involvement if needed, and a civil trespass claim for damages. I attached the venue's trespass notice, the security contract, and a diagram of the check-in setup. I CC'd the venue manager to prevent miscommunication. The email demanded confirmation within 48 hours. My parents replied, "Received." Jason stayed silent. His ceremony and party tickets plus his +1 were voided. His name went on the venue's do not admit list, backed by a signed trespass warning. My great-aunt called that night, asking why I couldn't let him have this one moment. Same tone she used when I was 12, blamed for her broken vase while Jason smirked outside. I ended the call and saved the log to remind myself it was real. Then, in a shocking twist, my parents sent a family group chat message setting a firm boundary: milestone events. No proposals, no hijacks, applies to all. No exceptions. Short, clear, and miraculously, no special treatment for Jason. That should have been the end, but the drama was just heating up. My great-aunt kept at it, recycling her old line: "Why can't you give him this one thing?" She'd been saying it for years, and one thing always meant everything. She warned, if you don't approve, he'll do it anyway and you'll look small for stopping him. I sent her the venue's incident policy and trespass letter. She countered, saying family would block security. I forwarded her threat to the venue and guard lead, who added a second guard to the lobby during peak entry and moved the roamer to the restroom hallway, a common sneak-in spot. She kept calling, so I told her invite was conditional, follow the rules or stay home. She laughed, thinking I was bluffing. I wasn't. She complained to my mom, who shut her down, saying the rules applied to everyone. I was stunned my parents held the line. Jason, meanwhile, called me overdramatic for protecting my event, the same guy planning a public proposal at a party he didn't fund. He still lounged at home, paying next to nothing rent and dodging utilities. My dad finally laid down the law. Jason would move to a market-rate lease, no more discounts. Utilities were his responsibility. A 30-day notice loomed if he tried anything. They drafted an addendum: base rent, utility split, due dates, late fees, and a termination clause for harassment or event interference. Jason signed but tried crossing out the clause. My dad initialed the original text and snapped a photo. My mom emailed the scan to herself, CCing me. Of course, Jason ran to Greytant, who called me, casually hinting he'd show up with a ring anyway. I reminded her QR codes don't work that way and security had his name. She didn't like that. Then the Facebook chaos erupted. A relative leaked screenshots of Jason's proposal plan to a family group chat. Suddenly, cousins, aunts, and distant relatives were weighing in, half mocking his audacity, half baffled he thought I'd allow it. His girlfriend saw it, messaged me to confirm, and I told her the truth. She dumped him on the spot, saying she was already planning to leave but stayed out of inertia. She'd have rejected his proposal publicly if he'd tried it at my party. She shared screenshots of his chat with friends. 8:30, DJ dims lights, I speak, then kneel. A friend asked if I'd approved. Jason replied he'll fold when he sees the ring. Another message mentioned the photographer prepping by the cake. I sent these to the vendor chat for reference. The DJ noted it. Jason texted me a long rant about family events being for unity and accused me of making it all about myself. I archived it and focused on finals. The venue had my do not admit list, security was briefed, and my parents' milestone rules held firm. I thought that was it, but Jason doesn't do quiet exits. One night past midnight, someone's hammering my door like they're auditioning for a SWAT team. It's Jason, looking like he just lost a bar fight. He starts yelling that I ruined his life, his breakup, his family reputation, even his college dropout status were somehow my fault. I let him vent, knowing arguing with him is like debating a brick wall. The doorbell cam recorded it all. When he got loud about ruining his life, I started a voice memo on my phone, placed it by the door, and kept the chain locked when he lunged forward. I called the non-emergency line after he left, gave the details, and got a reference number. I emailed the venue 2 cam clips, one at the door, one from the hallway where his voice carried. My friend, waiting in his car outside, got the worst of it. Jason stumbled over and vomited all over the car's side and interior. My friend glared at me like I'd planned it. I apologized, paid for detailing via Venmo, and promised to recover it from Jason. The detailer's receipt listed exterior wash, interior cleaning, enzyme treatment, ozone blast, and a follow-up. I sent Jason a demand letter with the invoice, cam stills, and Venmo ID, demanding payment in 10 days or I'd file in small claims. I sent it certified mail and emailed a PDF. Jason kept insisting he'd crash the party. I reminded him his name was on the do not admit list and QR codes don't lie. He claimed he'd slip in with family. I explained how scanners work. He stormed off. My mom caught him later, sulking at home, still plotting to sneak in. She reminded him of the lease change and the 30-day notice if he tried anything. He stomped to his room like a sullen teen. The graduation ceremony went smoothly, shockingly. I controlled the barcoded tickets, picked them up in person, and handed them out in the parking garage to my approved guests, parents, partner, a few friends. No PDFs were shared. Jason got nothing. We endured the endless name-calling. I got my handshake, photo, and butchered name, and we left drama-free. The after-party, though, that's where the circus began. The venue had my do not admit list, a check-in desk with scanners, and 2 suited guards. QR codes were single-use, tied to names and screenshot proof. Signs read, QR must match ID, no exceptions. Another, no speeches without host approval. Ushers had cue cards. Failed scan, check name, manual lookup, call lead. Unlisted guests went to a side table with no mic or view, guarded. The scanner synced to a tablet to avoid crowding. An hour in, a cousin tipped me off. Grey Tant was in the parking lot. 5 minutes later, she's at the desk, waving a crumpled RSVP like it's a VIP pass. The scanner rejected it. Her name wasn't listed. She argued she drove 80 miles and family doesn't get turned away. Security held firm. No QR, no entry. She raised her voice, pointing at guests like they'd vouch for her. The usher repeated the QR rule. She yelled my name across the lobby, expecting me to intervene. I stayed put, letting security handle it. Guests whispered, kids cried, and she kept screaming about me, ruining the family. Security gave her a final warning. Leave or police would be called. She shouted, "I hope you're proud, you've destroyed everything," as they escorted her out. The desk lead filed a report: time, location, behavior, exact quotes, 2 warnings, and escort path. A lobby cam still and clip were attached. The DJ cranked the music and the party moved on. Later, my parents said they were done with her antics too. They didn't ask me to fix it, a first. Jason didn't show, his plan dead. At 9:15 p.m., a cousin's +1 tried using a cousin's ticket while flashing a second phone with Jason's name in a notes app under a QR. The lead scanned the cousin in, stopped the +1, and escorted him out when he tried to slip into the ballroom. The log marked it: proxy attempt, entry denied. Post-party, the family chat exploded. Cousins posted old Facebook photos of Jason's trips, Cancun, Vegas, Lake weekends with rented boats. No job, no rent, yet he was living large. An uncle noticed the trip dates aligned with college refund periods. Someone cross-referenced 2016 to 2018 posts with my mom's saved bursar emails. Refunds hit mid-March, late May, late August. A March 27 club wristband photo came 12 days after a refund. A July boat receipt followed a summer disbursement. An August 31 Vegas pool party trailed a fall refund. The registrar confirmed he withdrew sophomore year, with excess funds released to him. The family dug deeper. Bursar notices and a registrar letter showed he hadn't been enrolled in years, yet collected refunds for trips while my parents paid Parent Plus loans, thinking he was studying. He'd set email filters to hide financial aid notices, changed the bursar mailing address to a P.O. box, and switched my parents' loan account to monthly summaries. He told them midterm grades stopped going to parents. It was a calculated scam. Refunds fueled beach trips and Vegas parties, all on loan money my parents thought was for school. Jason claimed friends funded the trips. No one believed him. The dates were too precise. He deflected, saying the Facebook leak was unfair, not his lies. My mom called the school, got written confirmation of his withdrawal, and the truth hit hard. My parents had been funding his vacations, not his education. They cut him off as an authorized user on their credit card, removed him from their auto insurance, changed the alarm code, and deactivated his garage remote. The bank added a verbal password to their accounts. My dad requested separate loan logins to monitor activity. My mom set reminders to save statements and sent me PDFs for 3 months to ensure no tampering. The family piled on with more screenshots, trips, brags, receipts. I organized a folder, graduation records, with subfolders for tickets, security, vendors, family chats, financial aid, and car damage. Cam clips, incident reports, vendor texts, QR logs, bursar emails, and Facebook date matches were filed. The card detailing invoice, Venmo ID, and demand letter went under damages. Jason couldn't spin it. His lies were exposed in photos and receipts. My parents gave him a 30-day eviction notice, citing the lease addendum. No more discount rent, no more lies about school. The notice listed the end date, key return, and a pre-move inspection for damages: walls, carpet, appliances, a broken bathroom fan. His $50 deposit would offset damages. He signed, crumpled the paper, and my dad photographed the exchange. My mom emailed the photo. I stopped the $700 payments, sent a family chat message, support terminated, see prior notice, and canceled the bank transfer, emailing my parents the confirmation. My mom requested the loan payment history and switched to manual payments. Jason sent a half-apology, half-blame message, calling the Facebook leak the real issue, not his decade of deception. On day 11, with no payment for the car, I filed in small claims, attaching the demand letter, mail receipt, invoice, and Venmo record. The clerk issued a case number and hearing date. I served Jason by certified mail and at his weekend job. My friend signed a witness statement. I sent my parents the filing to show I wasn't bluffing. Jason claimed I humiliated him by setting party rules and turned our parents against him. My parents ignored it. Family invites now end with no proposals, no hijacks. Jason's excluded. My parents went no contact, requiring certified mail via a P.O. box. They warned unannounced visits would trigger police wellness checks and documented everything. Greytant's guilt trips faded after her health declined and she moved to assisted living. The family line held, no favoritism, no exceptions. The real closure came when my parents apologized. They admitted they'd been blind, favored Jason, and should have treated us equally. They regretted enabling him and thanked me for carrying the family's debts. I didn't gloat, it was enough to hear them own it. Jason was cut off, Greytant was sidelined, and I got the respect I'd earned. That was my true graduation gift.